Alright you guys, this is Patrick with Patch Tech Review, and I'm back with another video. Today we're going to be talking about Xbox Game Pass going into 2021, and also we're going to talk about a surprise developer who may be coming to Game Pass down the line, hopefully this year. Stick with me, let's go. Alright you guys, first off I want to start off with the story from Pure Xbox, and they're pretty much talking about Xbox Game Pass from 2020 going into 2021. There was an interview with Major Nelson and also Phil Spencer that they did on their podcast, and they were actually talking about the success of Game Pass this past year. In April, Game Pass had 10 million subscribers, and by the time we got to December, they grew by 50%. So they had about 15 million subscribers by the time December came around. So if you could think about that, Game Pass has been around for about 3 years, and they surpassed the growth in this one quarter as opposed to the growth that they had when you think about it for the entire time Game Pass has been around. So if we look at what they were talking about, they say 2020 was an important year for the Game Pass team, the portfolio, getting EA Play inside the library, but I think 2021 is just going to be an incredible year when I look at the lineup of games coming and the continued work that being brought on by more and more people. So I want to kind of dive into that just a little bit. First off, Xbox has put a lot of capital into their Game Pass and into this particular service. It's kind of ridiculous the fact that when they first came out with this, I honestly thought the Game Pass was not going to survive, because I didn't think that subscription services would actually serve a purpose. Boy, was I wrong. Earlier this year, I got Game Pass for PC, and when I got the Game Pass for PC, I wasn't playing my Xbox One at the time, and I thought, well, I guess I'll give it a try. And when I downloaded it, I really found myself being really hooked on it. So when I got my Series X, I ended up getting the Game Pass for the Series X, and man, I'm still not disappointed yet, because there's so many games that are out there to play, and I haven't even played them yet. So I'm really excited about that. So when you think about what's going to be happening with Game Pass coming in the future, all the Xbox exclusives that are going to be released will be released on the Game Pass on day one. So if you could think about that, Halo Infinite, games of that nature will come out on day one on Game Pass, so you don't have to physically go out and buy the game, just as long as you're subscribing to Game Pass. I believe that Microsoft feels like this is the future, and Microsoft has dropped the ball on a lot of different things in the past. The only thing that I hope and wish for is that Microsoft will continue to develop games that are like AAA blockbusters for their Xbox. And you can see they're snatching up game companies left and right. They got Bethesda recently, and they're just snatching up these game companies. So it just makes you wonder, what do they have in the plans for Game Pass in the future? Is it going to be sustainable, what they're doing? It won't be unless they have more subscribers, and the only way they're going to get more subscribers is if they keep building upon this particular platform and system. Do I recommend Xbox Game Pass to anybody? Yeah, I do, each and every day. Every time I get a comment on one of my videos when I talked about Game Pass, I always say yes, I would buy Game Pass, because it gives you good value. And when these exclusives start turning up, hopefully they start turning up very soon, you'll get to see the value inside of the system and the value inside of the Game Pass. I still believe it's a good purchase, because I get it for the cloud, I get it for the PC, and also I get it for the console, which I believe is great. All right, you guys, the next thing that I wanted to talk about and touch on is it's rumored that Ubisoft Plus may be coming to Xbox Game Pass in the future. This is a rumor. Now, this is nothing set in stone. This is a rumor. Man, that would be killer, guys. That would be a really killer thing if Microsoft could pull this off. I'm not sure how they're going to be able to pull this off, but if they do pull it off, come on, man. So a Windows Central editor has acknowledged the rumor and has heard the rumor, and he went on to say that he's seen the rumors about Ubisoft Uplay Plus joining Xbox Game Pass Ultimate, and he replied, "I think this is a strong chance of being true based on stuff I've heard." Now, we can take that with a grain of salt, with any type of news. you just have to take it with a grain of salt. You can't really expect this to be factual information, but man, I'm keeping my hopes up. Hopefully this will be something that happens in the future, that we actually see Ubisoft. Will we see like newer games, like new release games on this? I doubt it. I don't think they're going to put their mainstream titles up. Maybe like some of their older titles may come up. But then again, you have to think about PlayStation as well. And what is Sony going to be trying to do? There is a rumor that Sony is trying to come up with something to combat what Xbox Game Pass has been doing because of the success they've been having. And as I mentioned earlier, here it says in October, we learned that more than 15 million people now subscribe to Xbox Game Pass. That's up 50% in just 5 months, as the service only surpassed 10 million subscribers back in April. That's 5 months to get 5 million subscribers. Of course, we have, the pandemic to thank, but at the same time, can you just imagine that super amount of growth in 5 months? This thing has been out for 3 years. I digress. Back to the moral of the story. Hopefully, Ubisoft Plus comes to Game Pass. Of course, in this article, they also reference PlayStation. As far as them having a response to Xbox Game Pass, they may have something coming out in the works. As far as a timeline, we're not sure. But I really think that PlayStation is going to hop on board with this, because seeing how successful Game Pass is and has been as a service, and how many people are signing up for this service and how many people are enjoying the service. Now, Microsoft is really giving people value in the system after they buy it. I mean, it's $15 a month for the ultimate subscription, but at the same time, when you think about this, I mean, $15 a month, if you spend that every month on a video game, as opposed to spending it on one video game, you can spend that on multiple video games, hundreds of games. Well, not exactly hundreds, but more than over 100 video games. And if Ubisoft comes on board, oh my goodness. And when I keep saying when these titles start turning out for Microsoft Game Studios, that it's going to be worth it. And hopefully they don't make me out to be a storyteller or something. I really hope that it's true. Hey guys, this is the news for today for Xbox. Again, trying some different formats, have a different little layout here, as you all can see. So if you did like this content, please hit the like button down below and subscribe to the channel. Again, trying out some new things, so in the future you may see a bunch of different formats until I settle on the right one. So again, this is Patrick with Patch Tech Review. Peace.